Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping headfirst into the complex, sprawling world of cloud security, specifically on Google Cloud Platform. Think of us as digital detectives on the hunt for clues and cyber threats. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so imagine you're a detective. You've got a critical mission. Find one single threat, one that could be absolutely catastrophic. But here's the twist. Your crime scene isn't just a room. It's a massive, constantly shifting digital universe. So how on earth do you find that one tiny needle in a haystack?
Well, it's actually much harder than that, because you're not looking at a single haystack. You're looking at a whole mountain range of haystacks. We are talking about millions of events happening every single day. Every single time a file is accessed, a setting is changed, an API is called, trying to sift through that manually, it's just not going to happen.
And that, right there, is the heart of the challenge, and honestly, the fascinating puzzle of modern cloud security. It is a super high-stakes game of finding the signal in all of that noise. And today, we're going to look at the tools that help you actually win that game.
So first things first, let's really get our heads around the scale of our crime scene. A modern cloud environment isn't just one server tucked away in a closet. No, it's a living, breathing ecosystem with countless services, users, and data points all interacting at once.
Let me paint a picture for you. Think of your cloud environment as a massive, sprawling digital city. You've got public parks, you've got private skyscrapers, superhighways of data, and millions of citizens, your users and apps, moving around 24/7. Now, how do you even begin to patrol a city like that effectively?
The investigation always starts with the evidence. And just like in a real city, every single action in your digital city leaves a trail. These are your digital footprints, and they are the absolute foundation for finding out what's going on.
In Google Cloud, these footprints have a name: Cloud Audit Logs. The best way to think of them is like universal CCTV footage for your entire cloud. They record who did what, where, and when. Who touched that file, who launched that new server. It is all right there, creating a rock-solid trail of evidence.
But you knew there was a but, right? Here's the catch. While this footage is absolutely essential, you are basically recording thousands of hours from thousands of cameras every single day. That one critical moment, the one clue that really matters, can so easily get buried under a mountain of just noise. We need a smarter way.
And that brings us to the hero of our story, a central intelligence hub that's designed to watch all that footage for you and point you exactly where you need to look. First, let's see what life is like without it.
You know, trying to secure that digital city with no central command center, it's pure chaos. You've got alerts just shouting at you from every corner. Your data's all separated, so you can't see the big picture. Your response times are slow, and in all that confusion, you just know that critical threats are being missed. It is a total recipe for disaster. And this just shows the difference so clearly. It's night and day. Before you have something like a central command center, you are just drowning in this flood of totally unorganized alerts. After, you get a single, prioritized dashboard. It's the difference between being in a panicked crowd and a calm, organized control room that tells you exactly what needs your attention right now.
This is where Google's Security Command Center, or SCC, comes into play. It's your master detective, your central control tower. It doesn't just collect alerts. No, it intelligently analyzes them, it connects the dots with other threat data, and it surfaces what it calls findings. These are the high-priority items that represent a genuine risk.
So what kind of stuff does this detective actually find? The critical things, the really common and often accidental mistakes. We're talking about stuff like a storage bucket full of sensitive data that was just left open to the entire public internet, or a firewall rule that's letting way too much traffic in. It can even spot weird API activity that could mean an account's been compromised. These are the smoking guns of cloud security.
Okay, theory is great, but let's put our detective to the test. We're going to walk through a classic, all-too-common real-world scenario. Let's call it the case of the open bucket.
Watch how seamless this is. Step 1. A developer, maybe they're rushing for a deadline, accidentally makes a storage bucket public. It happens all the time. Step 2. Within minutes, SCC's automated scanners, which are constantly patrolling your digital city, they spot this misconfiguration. Step 3. Boom. A high-priority finding shows up in the SCC dashboard. But it gets better. Step 4. That finding is automatically sent to your team right where they work. whether that's a security monitoring tool, a Slack channel, or just an email. And finally, step 5. The engineer gets the alert, clicks a link that takes them directly to the problem, and they fix it. A potential data breach that could have been catastrophic is solved in minutes, not months. Now that is effective security.
All right, so you can see how powerful this is, but where do you even start? What's the practical first step setup for an organization that wants to get this right? Here it is, a minimal but incredibly effective starter pack. First, you've got to turn on the CCTV, right? So enable cloud audit logs for your key services. Without that evidence trail, you are flying blind. Second, activate Security Command Center. Even the standard tier gives you a huge amount of value. Third, you have to make those findings actionable. So configure alerts for the high priority stuff so it gets to the right people. And finally, tie those alerts into the tools your team already uses every day. This makes security a natural part of the workflow, not some extra chore they have to deal with.
So, we'll end with this thought. Your cloud, your digital city, it is generating clues every single second of every single day. The evidence of mistakes, of misconfigurations, even of active attacks, it's all there. The only question left is, are you equipped to see it, to understand it, and to solve the case before it's too late?